Every failure, every delay, and every detour in your life can be traced to one invisible enemy: excuse. Excuses are clever lies we tell ourselves. They are the soft cushions we rest upon when life gets too uncomfortable. They are the invisible chains that bind a powerful soul to the life of mediocrity. Let me tell you something eternal: the world does not reward intentions, it rewards execution. The moment you begin to excuse your lack of progress is the same moment you hand over your power to fear, laziness, and doubt. Greatness is never born in comfort. It is forged in discipline, commitment, and the unwavering refusal to back down. Those who rise above are not those who never faced obstacles. They are those who refuse to make excuses for them. Do not say you lack time. Every man from the beggar to the billionaire has been given the same 24 hours. Do not say you lack resources. History is filled with men who started with less than nothing and built empires from their vision. And do not say you're waiting for the right moment. The right moment is a myth created by weak minds. There is only now, and what you do with it. From this moment forward, I challenge you to adopt a new mindset, one that allows no more excuse. Burn that word from your vocabulary. Replace it with responsibility. Replace it with action. Replace it with the fire of persistence that no storm can extinguish. Because the truth is this: your excuses are standing in the exact spot where your success is meant to stand. You must choose which one stays. This script, this journey you are about to embark on, is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those ready to confront the man in the mirror and say, "I will be stopped no more." It is for those who know that excuses build nothing, and discipline builds everything. So let us begin with truth, with courage, and with no more excuse. Excuses may sound harmless. In fact, they often disguise themselves as logic, reason, or fairness. But understand this clearly: excuses are the invisible chains that hold back the strongest of minds from becoming the greatest of men. No one is born defeated. We are born with an abundance of potential, creativity, energy, and will. But along the way, we begin to trade that potential for comfort. We learn to say, "I can't because," or "maybe someday," or the deadliest one of them all, "It's not the right time." Each time you give your energy to an excuse, you're forging a link in a chain that will wrap around your ambition. That chain doesn't come with a loud snap. It builds quietly, silently, until one day you wake up with your dreams distant and your potential buried under years of "I could have," and "I should have." But here's the truth: excuses are not real barriers, they are mental constructs. They are lies disguised as protection. They are born from fear: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. They whisper in your ear, telling you that you're not ready, not smart enough, not lucky enough, not connected enough. But look closer: it's not life speaking, it's your own mind resisting growth. Excuses are seductive. They let you stay in your comfort zone while pretending you're a victim of circumstance. But understand, every excuse you make trades a piece of your future for a moment of comfort today. And comfort never built empires. Ask yourself this: how many things have you not done in life not because you couldn't, but because you told yourself a story about why you shouldn't? Excuses are mental chains, but like any chain, they can be broken. And how do you break them? With awareness, courage, and decision. The moment you become conscious of your excuse and call it what it truly is, fear in disguise, you take back power. The moment you decide that no reason is strong enough to stop your mission, you shatter the link. Men who move the world are not those who never felt fear. They are those who refuse to let fear turn into an excuse. So today you must choose: will you be the prisoner of your excuses or the master of your destiny? Will you allow invisible thoughts to control your reality, or will you rise with discipline, with belief, and with an iron will? The key is in your hand. The lock is in your mind. Break the chain. The graveyard is full of brilliant ideas that were never acted upon. The world is overflowing with people who meant well, dreamed big, planned perfectly, and still failed. Why? Because the universe does not pay you for your intentions, it pays you for your actions. Let me tell you something many refuse to hear. Thinking about success will never create success. Daydreaming about change will never bring change. Only action turns desire into reality. Only movement creates momentum. Only discipline separates the achiever from the dreamer. You may have the most powerful vision in your mind. You may sit with notebooks full of ideas, goals, timelines, strategies, but if you fail to act, you have built nothing but a fantasy. The world does not owe you for what you think. It only responds to what you do. Think of the most successful people in history. They were not the most intelligent. They were not the most talented, but they moved. They took risks. They failed forward. They put their thoughts into motion and let their sweat speak louder than their dreams. They understood a vital law of nature. Intent without action is a lie you tell yourself to feel safe. Too many people wait. They wait for clarity. They wait for the right timing. They wait for validation. But life does not wait. Time keeps moving. Opportunities don't knock twice. And in that waiting, while you're polishing your perfect plan, someone else is out there executing a rough one and winning. The man who executes 10% of a plan achieves more than the man who dreams of 100% and never starts. Remember this, you are not judged by your hopes. You are judged by your habits. The world cannot read your mind, but it can see your effort. It can feel your impact, and it will reward you not when you intend, but when you deliver. So take that idea you've been sitting on. Take that goal you keep rewriting. Take that dream you keep postponing, and move. Make the call, build the product, record the video, write the first page, post the first step. Take messy action if you must, but take it. Do not be the person who dies with potential. Be the one who lived with purpose. Because in the end, it is not the man who thought the most who wins. It is the man who did the most, who acted in spite of fear, who moved through doubt, and who kept walking even when the road was dark. The world rewards action, always has, always will. There is one resource that is perfectly equal in its distribution time: the rich and the poor, the weak and the powerful, the wise and the foolish. Every single person, regardless of their background, education, or environment, wakes up with the exact same gift. 24 hours in a day, no more, no less. What separates a successful man from one who struggles isn't the number of hours he has, it's how he uses them. Time is the great equalizer. It does not care where you were born, how much money you have, or what excuses you cling to. It simply moves forward second by second with no emotion and no mercy. And yet, how many people waste this priceless gift? They sleep it away, scroll it away, complain it away. They tell themselves, I don't have enough time. But that is never the truth. The truth is, they don't value time enough to control it. Let me be clear, you don't need more time. You need more focus. You need more intention. You need more discipline. The most successful individuals in this world, the ones building empires, writing history, transforming lives, are not blessed with extra hours. They simply refuse to waste the ones they have. They guard their mornings. They structure their days. They prioritize progress over pleasure. They understand that time is not money, time is life. And every second that slips by unused is a piece of your life that you'll never get back. People often say, if only I had more time, I'd be successful. But the truth is, if you had more time, you'd just waste more of it. Because success is not born from more hours. It's born from better use of the hours you already have. Here's a challenge. Track how you spend your day. You'll be shocked at how much time is spent on tasks that bring you no closer to your goals. The average person loses hours every day to distractions, laziness, and unimportant noise. Meanwhile, champions use those same hours to build legacy. So stop saying, I don't have time. Start saying, it's not a priority, and watch how it changes your thinking. Because if success truly mattered to you, you'd make time for it. You'd sacrifice comfort. You'd reject distractions. You'd structure your life around growth. Time doesn't slow down for the lazy. It doesn't speed up for the ambitious, but it does obey the prepared. The focused, the relentless. You get 24 hours today, the same as yesterday, the same as tomorrow. What you do with them determines who you become. You can either waste time or you can invest it, but you cannot stop it. So start now. The clock is ticking and greatness waits for no one. It is not the absence of resources that stops people, it is the absence of resourcefulness. The most common excuse people give for failure is this: I don't have enough, not enough money, not enough education, not enough support, not enough tools. But let me tell you the truth that every great man eventually discovers. You don't need more resources, you need more resolve. History is rich with men and women who started with nothing and still rose to everything. They did not wait for favorable conditions. They created them. They did not sit back and blame what they lacked. They used what they had and turned it into more. When Henry Ford wanted to build the automobile, he had no wealth, no connections, and no industry behind him. What he did have was vision and persistence. When Thomas Edison created the light bulb, he failed over 10 zeros, zero times. He didn't complain about the failures, he learned from them. He didn't need perfect labs or cutting-edge tools. He needed only one thing: unshakable belief in his mission. Lack of resources is not the problem, lack of desire is. You can give a weak man all the tools in the world, and he will still find a way to fail. But give a hungry soul one tiny opportunity, and he will dig into the earth with bare hands if he must until he strikes gold. Resourcefulness is a mindset. It's the power to say, if I don't have it, I'll build it. If I can't find it, I'll create it. If no one helps me, I'll help myself. And that mindset will outperform any advantage life could ever hand you. People spend years waiting for the right investor, the right mentor, the right opportunity. Meanwhile, others, those driven by purpose, simply get started. They use free tools, they study through books, they build slowly, one brick at a time, until they've created something unstoppable. And when success finally arrives, people call it luck. But it was never luck. It was resourcefulness in action. You were not born empty. You were born with imagination, with creativity, with energy, with voice, with mind. These are your ultimate resources, and unlike money or machines, they cannot be taken from you unless you give them up yourself. So the next time you're tempted to say, I can't because I don't have, stop. Instead ask, how can I make the most of what I do have? Because there is always something you can do, always a step you can take, always a move within your control. The greatest weapon of the successful is not wealth, it is resourcefulness. Master that, and there is nothing you cannot build. One of the greatest lies ever told is this: wait for the right moment. It sounds wise. It sounds patient, it sounds strategic, but in reality it is nothing more than a comforting illusion, a delay tactic dressed as wisdom, a lie that keeps you stuck while life moves on without you. Let me speak plainly, there is no perfect moment. It does not exist. It never has. It never will. People say, I'll start when I feel ready. But readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. If you wait until you feel confident, the opportunity will have passed. If you wait for all conditions to be perfect, you'll be waiting until you're 6 feet under. The most successful people in this world didn't wait for things to feel right, they acted when things felt wrong. They moved even when the timing was inconvenient. They jumped in when the fear was loudest, because they understood something the average person doesn't. Life does not reward the cautious, it rewards the courageous. Look around you. Every day, someone less qualified, less talented, and less prepared than you is succeeding simply because they started. Because while you were waiting for the right time, they were making time right. Let's destroy the myth once and for all. The right moment is not found, it is created. You create it the moment you act, the moment you choose to stop hesitating, stop overthinking, and just move forward. That decision turns a regular moment into the right one. Think about how many dreams have been buried under the excuse of poor timing. How many books were never written, businesses never launched, relationships never pursued, all because someone was waiting for some perfect alignment of stars. Let this truth hit you hard. Perfect timing is fear in disguise. It's your mind's clever way of avoiding risk, of staying in the comfort zone. But comfort has never built greatness. Action has. So stop saying, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. Now is all you have. The only power you possess is in the present moment. That's why it's called the present. It's a gift. Yes, you may fail. Yes, it may be messy. But motion beats meditation every time. Imperfect action creates more growth than perfect inaction. You'll never be 100% ready. The money may never feel enough. The fear may never fully disappear. But do it anyway. Launch it anyway. Speak it anyway. Start it anyway, because the moment you stop waiting for the right moment is the moment you start creating the life you were meant to live. There comes a time in every man's life when he must look in the mirror and say, enough is enough. Enough blaming. Enough complaining, enough excuse making. That moment when you shift from external blame to internal responsibility is the moment your life begins to change. Excuses are easy. They let you avoid pain, dodge failure, and escape accountability. But they also rob you of power. Every time you say, I couldn't because of this, or it wasn't my fault, you hand over a piece of your power to something outside yourself. And the more excuses you give, the more powerless you become. But here's the truth. You are responsible for your life. No one else. Not your parents, not your boss, not society, not the economy, not your past. You. Responsibility is not about guilt. It's about ownership. It means standing tall and declaring, I will take full control of my thoughts, my choices, and my results. This shift is not easy. It demands brutal honesty. It forces you to confront the gap between who you are and who you want to be. But it's also the most liberating decision you will ever make. Because once you own your life, you can change your life. You cannot fix what you do not own. As long as you're blaming others, you are powerless. But when you take responsibility, you become unstoppable. Think of the most successful individuals you know. Do they whine? Do they point fingers? No, they own everything, even their failures, especially their failures. Because they understand, growth begins where excuses end. Responsibility fuels action. Excuses fuel delay. Responsibility builds discipline. Excuses build denial. Responsibility sharpens your focus. Excuses fog your mind. There is no power in saying, I can't because. There is massive power in asking, how can I? One mindset creates results, the other creates regret. Here's the challenge. For the next 30 days, eliminate every excuse from your vocabulary. No more blaming time, no more blaming luck, no more saying, I'll do it later. Replace every excuse with action, with effort, with ownership. Say, this is on me and I'm capable. Because when you claim full responsibility, you tap into something few ever discover, inner freedom. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become a creator of outcomes, a builder of destiny, a master of results. Let others give excuses. Let others blame the world. You rise above it. You lead. You act. You own your journey every step, every fall, every rise. Excuses are for the weak. Responsibility is for the strong. Choose strength. Your life is waiting and no one's coming to save you. But you don't need saving, you need ownership. Own it and rise. Now that you've walked through every truth, every principle, and every mindset that separates the weak from the strong, the dreamer from the doer, the excuse maker from the empire builder, it's time to face the final truth. It's all on you. The moment you let go of excuses is the moment you step into real power. The moment you stop blaming time, lack, fear, doubt, and people, that's the moment you begin to own your destiny. Every second you spend justifying your delay is a second stolen from your greatness. You weren't born to live a life of what-ifs and maybes. You were born to dominate your time, control your choices, and leave a legacy that speaks louder than any excuse ever could. The world does not owe you anything. But you owe yourself everything: your focus, your action, your fight, your follow through. The man who waits dies in regret. The man who acts lives in victory. You must decide who you will become. There are no more shortcuts. No more justifications, no more delay tactics disguised as plans. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be rich. You don't even need to be ready. You just need to start. Take that step, no matter how small, how scary, or how uncertain. One decision backed by action can alter the entire course of your life. From this moment forward, make a vow to yourself. No more excuses, not tomorrow, not next week, not someday, now, because the clock is ticking. The opportunity is fading, and the version of you that you were meant to become, he's waiting, but he won't wait forever. So rise up, own your story, and write the ending with action, not apologies. No more excuses. This is your time. Make it count.